I know you clicked on this video because you want to find out the good and bad news going on with Ohio State football. I respect that. I want to get right to it. So all I ask in return is that you share the video. Does Ohio State have a kicking issue? I'll present to you the information, let you know what we've been told, what we've seen, the numbers, the stats. You can decide for yourself and let me know. Ryan Day mentioned in his press conference the other day, actually he was asked when Jayden Fielding missed his 53-yard field goal attempt against Minnesota Saturday, he was asked, did you put Jayden out there because you wanted to see if he could make a 50-plus yarder? Ryan Day's response, yeah, we go off what we see in practice, but it needs to show up in the game. I thought that was a good opportunity early in the game for him to make a 50-plus yarder. He just missed it, but that's going to be something that is going to come up here down the road. Other interesting thing to me, I never really heard anything or mentioned this or watched it on Chat Sports at the time when I wasn't with the company, a kicking competition for the Buckeyes back in fall camp. I was a little confused overall. I checked, and we'll go over the stats for Jayden Fielding here in a second. Look, for kicking, before we talk more about the competition in a second, you find out now you can't make a 50-yarder. I respect that from Ryan Day. You don't want to find out against Michigan, against Penn State, in the Big Ten title game, in the college football playoff, when it's a 51, 52, 55. All of a sudden, now you find out Jayden Fielding can't make a 50-yarder. They're gaining that information right now. I thought it was interesting. Ryan Day noted there was a kicking competition back in fall camp between Jayden Fielding and transfer Jackson Corville. It was sort of back and forth early. I thought Jayden really pulled away towards the end of camp, and we'll go off what we see in practice, but it's good to know that you have two kickers that are capable. Look, for a second here, I think it's really interesting just because Jayden Fielding was kicking in the national title game. He sealed that bad boy up for you. Next thing you know, he's competing with the transfer. I think Ryan Day knows there's a possible issue here with 50-plus yard field goals for Ohio State. I don't think it's an open competition still. It's definitely something to note, though, that Ohio State doesn't have, or their starting kicker, I don't want to say they don't have a kicker, but their starting kicker right now can't make a 50-yarder. And again, we'll go over the numbers in just a second. I do want to get a gauge from you guys, from what you've seen, from the information we've presented so far, from the information we're about to present. What is your concern level with the Buckeyes kicking game? Scale it for me, 1 to 10. 10, freaking out. Got to swap kickers. Got to figure it out. Let Jeremiah Smith kick, whatever you think there. Or if it's a 1, like, hey, dude, he missed one kick. It's one kick that we've seen lately. Don't worry about it. Let us know down in the comment section below. That is our pinned comment down below. Yeah, for Jayden Fielding, his long this season is 38. He's now 0 of 1 from 50-plus yards. He's been the Buckeyes kicker for a few years now. If you remember, before we look at his 50-plus yard stats, he and Ryan Day were in the hottest seats when they lost to Michigan last year. Fielding was 1 of 3, and the Buckeyes lost by just a few points. He is a redemption story himself in that college football playoff. And you look over the past few years, I had to look this up. I had to confirm he hasn't hit a 50-yarder yet in his career. His longest is 47, but every single year he's missed a 50-yarder. He has yet to hit a 50-yarder. Yes, Ryan Day confirmed. Obviously, he's hit them in practice. I don't know what to tell you about that. There's YouTubers hitting 50-plus yarders with nobody watching, not in pads or not in a game situation, not with the win, however you want to say it. Fielding has yet to hit a 50-yarder in his career. Jackson Corville, the Ball State transfer, so you're getting an Ohio kid here, 52-yard long last year for Ball State. Interesting, right? That's pretty interesting to me that Jackson Corville, who's a junior to Jayden Fielding senior, you look at his career stats, 0 of 4 from 50-plus yards to start his career. Then 2 of 2 last year. 2 of 2, getting better. I like it. I think Jackson Corville deserves a shot, and I think next time Ohio State has a 50-plus yard field goal, let's give it a go. Let's see what the kid's got. Let's see what you got. 50-plus yards, why not? Now, pick a kicker. You want to stick with Fielding, the guy celebrating last year for Ohio State in the national championship, sealing it up. I think that one was like 25 or 30 yards, though, nothing long there. Or you want to give Corville a shot. Give him a game. Big time situation, 50-plus yards. You want to see what Corville has? You can type F for Fielding or C for Corville. Do want to let you guys know this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. My favorite part about Prize Picks is it's simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. You get your picks right. You could cash in. We've talked a lot about stacks lately on Prize Picks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. If you know Josh Allen's going to go off, you want to pick pass yards, rush yards, touchdowns, you can pick all 3 of them in the same lineup with stacks from Prize Picks. Getting you set for Ohio State and Illinois on Saturday. Be sure you check out that preview video we made. Jeremiah Smith rushing or receiving more than half. Come on now, he's hot. Same with Julian Sand. Passing touchdown. More on the touchdown and half passing there. And Luke Altmaier. Buckeye defense, baby. You're going to go less on Altmaier's 210.5 passing yard. What you want to do now, download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Let's talk about some good stuff. Some upbeat, some good energy, letting you know what the Buckeyes are up to, what you may not have noticed on Saturday against Minnesota. Josh Padilla, who is the backup center. Ryan Day confirmed that he got some run at right guard with the first team offense on Saturday. His note about Padilla playing with the first team offense at right guard, he's the backup center. I think it's more about the work Josh is putting in on a daily basis. This is a guy who plays center and plays guard and just goes to work every day, and you just watch the way he plays. And I thought that was a good sign just for the overall culture of the team, that we're competing against each other, a lot of good on good in practice. And when we see Josh out there, we just see a lot of good play and just felt like he deserved an opportunity to play. Now, on this show and around Buckeye Nation, different content, wherever you may consume it, hopefully it's here for free on a daily basis. When you see a guy get time or swap somebody out, especially with the starters, I think the initial thought is something's wrong. There's a competition. Ryan Day wants to see something. I think in this situation for Padilla, this is about building depth, seeing more and making sure you've got more behind what you already have. You look at the offensive line depth chart overall, Tiger Shabola playing that right guard position. Ethan Anianwa comes up next, and he went in with the 2s. Look, it's really hard to just swap centers. That changes a lot on your offense, and Ryan Day noted that. So you can't just put Padilla in for Hinsman and just kind of try that out. After last year, what happened with Ohio State, build depth on the offensive line. I have zero issue, and I don't take any sort of change, mix-up, experiment as there's an issue, guys need replaced, we have a problem, run and figure out who's getting benched and why. I think it's a simple fact. The Buckeyes are building depth at one of the most important position groups on this team in the offensive line. I think defensive line is the same, and I think they're doing the same on the defensive line. You just notice it less on the defensive line. I like it for Ohio State. Congrats to Josh Padilla. Got a little bit of playing time. Got to play for the Buckeyes on Saturday. One piece of good news, another piece of good news. I told you guys we'd be keeping you up to date on the black stripe removal for the Buckeyes at Ohio State. The latest, Tavien St. Clair, the 5-star. He's the 3rd-string quarterback, but he is your next quarterback for Ohio State football, right? You saw him, I think it was just Grambling. He got in. His black stripe was removed Tuesday. Again, if you're not familiar with the black stripe tradition, Urban Meyer started that. Kind of I always use the pun, earn your stripes, right? Become a Buckeye. Do what you need to do to get your stripe removed from your helmet in practice. That's about the weight room. That's about practice. And they've said that's about in games, right? You're seeing guys who've played in games don't have their black stripe removed. Now it's being removed. St. Clair, the 13th player from the class to get his stripe removed, freshman QB. Big thing here is, for me, I love this because this is a sign that you're headed the right direction with the future of the program. Just little notches, right? Good stuff. Highly touted guy, local kid in a way. I believe it's pronounced Bell Fountain. Just feels good to know he's on the right track. I know we're a little bit into the season, but I mean, this is a guy, it's hard to tell what he's doing because I'm sure Ryan Day has eyes on sand and keen holes most of the time. So to get the idea that the coaches have noticed St. Clair is taking these steps in the right direction for Ohio State, and the future of the program continues to move forward. I don't care how big it is. I don't care how small it is. Tavien St. Clair, your future quarterback at Ohio State, is doing the right things. That's what I always try to emphasize with the black stripe tradition. That's why I always like to mention it when it happens for Ohio State. So now, with me, let's congratulate Tavien St. Clair, the future of Ohio State. You know, we're obviously not looking too much in the future. The Buckeyes are very good now. However, that's what makes this program great. They're worried about the next steps. They're worried about the next players being great into the future. Like the video to congratulate Tavien St. Clair.